Welcome to the 5-Minute Bible Teaching from Back to the Bible. This is Pastor Nat, and we want to help you move closer to Jesus today than you were yesterday. And today we're going to do that by talking about how to overcome destructive thoughts. It was my 29th birthday, and I remember I was so depressed. I couldn't get off my couch. I began looking at my life and realized I wasn't where I wanted to be. I felt hopeless. I felt lost. I felt like there was no way out. Have you ever felt this way? From our research, destructive thoughts, that feeling of hopelessness and no way out, it's common. Our research also shows that the holiday season amplifies this feeling. If you're struggling today with destructive thoughts or feeling hopeless, let me share with you a little bit of encouragement, but also some practical help from the Apostle Paul. And so, dear brothers and sisters, I plead with you to give your bodies to God because of all He has done for you. Let them be a living and holy sacrifice, the kind He will find acceptable. This is truly the way to worship Him. Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. Now, before I unpack this a little bit, I just want to say I understand that when you're struggling with controlling your thoughts and managing your emotions, you can't just declare it and make it happen. I learned that day when I laid on my couch. There was nothing I could do to get up. It was, I would say, a process. It involved giving myself a lot of mercy and asking for God's grace. But one thing I did do is what the Apostle Paul said in Romans 12:2. I asked God to transform me into a new person. And one of the ways He did that was by bringing me back to the Bible. That helped me change the way I thought. Because when I feel hopeless, it's because I'm struggling with trusting God. If you're struggling with destructive thoughts, it's possibly because there is a disconnect between what you believe and what God says. In my years as an executive coach, I began to truly understand the connection between our thinking, our beliefs, and our behavior. You see, what you think about, what you focus on drives what you believe. If we are constantly looking at ourselves and the external world around us, we would have no reason but to feel helpless. We want to believe that getting out of here as quickly as possible will be the best solution. But when I turn my eyes back to God and I let Him transform me by His Word, I begin to see things as they really are. The fact is, you may not be where you want to be in life, vocationally or relationally. But God says in Ephesians 2:10, because of what God has provided through His Son Jesus Christ, you are now a masterpiece. God saved you on purpose and for a purpose. You are not defined by your job, your relationship status. You are not defined by the money in your bank account or the number of friends on Facebook. God says, I love you. I love you because I chose to love you. Today, my challenge for you is to turn to Ephesians 2, verses 8 through 10, and read it over and over and over again, and then say it to yourself, I am a masterpiece because of what Christ has done. Think it, believe it, and then act upon it. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you are encouraged. If you did find today's message helpful, please leave a review and share this podcast with your friends on social media. And by the way, this ministry is only made possible by kingdom investors like you. So if you would like to participate and join us in the journey, consider donating at backtothebible.org. That's backtothebible.org. Until next time, stand firm, stand faithful, and stand on God's Word.